Hi everyone, about a minute on hydrogen, which is the most hyped element in the periodic table. I wrote a piece on this on my Substack just a couple of days ago. The piece is called "The H Stands for Hype." And that's right. We're just being inundated with hype about hydrogen lately. And I was spurred to do the piece by an article that was published by the New York Times a few weeks ago, in which the reporters called hydrogen a renewable energy source. Well, that's just flat silly. Calling hydrogen a source of energy is like calling Stormy Daniels an actress. The term just doesn't fit. And yet the article goes on and talks about how in Germany, hydrogen may be used to make low carbon steel, but no discussion of the process of making hydrogen, no discussion of the thermodynamic problems of making hydrogen. It's just a silly article. And unfortunately, it was in the New York Times, so people would tend to believe it. But here's the fundamental problem. The thermodynamic properties of hydrogen are very difficult. We use hydrogen a lot. It's in gasoline, it's in coal, it's in natural gas. Those are hydrocarbons. Those are complex molecules generally that have carbon attached to hydrogen. So we use that hydrogen, but it's attached to carbon molecules. Well, the idea of separating hydrogen and using it directly, it's not a new idea. Oil refiners use hydrogen on a routine basis. But using it for other purposes in our cars or to produce electricity is very difficult. Why? Because producing hydrogen is very energy intensive. Hydrogen doesn't occur naturally. You have to manufacture it like electricity or like gasoline. And to manufacture it, the energy input versus the energy output is at least 1.5 to 1. That is, you need 1.5 units of energy in to get 1 unit of hydrogen out. And then you have a very small molecule that's difficult to handle, difficult to store. You have to have special valves, special tanks, special equipment to handle the hydrogen. None of this was discussed in the New York Times piece. And yet, of course, there are massive tax credits that are available through the Inflation Reduction Act to encourage the use of hydrogen. But the hype on this is not new. In fact, in researching the article, I found a congressional hearing from 1975. This would have been less than 2 years after the oil shock of 1973, and the chairman of the committee introduces the committee hearing by saying, oh, pretty soon we may be using hydrogen in the same way we use electricity. That was nearly 50 years ago. So the history of hydrogen has been a history of hype. The New York Times article was just the latest, and that's what I wrote about on my Substack. And you know where to find me on Substack, robertbryce.substack.com. Thanks a lot. See ya.